Oh yeah, it's me, Donna. I'm back again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're somebody who's been before and come back, welcome to you and thank you for coming back. Today, I just want to have a little bit of a moan about my back. Yeah, because it hurts. I slipped disc, or bulging disc as the doctor called it, and it I don't like it. It really hurts. So I just wanted to talk and have a little moan because this may apply to you. You may have had this because it's quite common apparently. So I'll just give it its little story. I suppose it's little story time really. So I'll start I'll start at the beginning. A couple of months ago I was at work. This was on a Thursday, and I got off the chair and suddenly felt pain, sharp pain in my hip, my right hip. I thought, oh, bloody hell, that hurt. And then when I went to walk, it was like hurting every time I walked, and then it would ease off a bit, and then it would happen again, and then for a few seconds it was like, let me walk normal, and then pain, then walk, and pain. Oh bloody hell, what's happened here? Like, you know, I don't know what I've done. All I did was get off the chair. So that was fine. I just thought, okay, this is bearable, like, you know, it will go away. So then I gets in the car and drives to where my husband works, because I pick him up after work, and then I normally climb over, jump in the passenger seat, and he drives. But it was like a little bit inkly, like, you know, when something's a bit so instead of climbing over, I walked round, like hobbled round to the passenger side and got in, and it was fine while I was sitting down, nothing. And then basically when I tried to get out the car, I could hardly move, like the pain. And Liam thought I was like winding him up. He was like, come on, hurry up, you know, trying to get in the house. And every step that I was making, the pain in my right hip was so painful, and it took me ages. I mean, to get from like the car to the front door, it was, you know, one of them where like, what's happened here? Like, you know. So then I thought, okay, this is bad, but I'm moving until I lifted my foot to get in the step, and then it was like stabbing a stabbing, an electric shock in my hip, to the point where I couldn't move, you know, and it was so painful. And it only lasted for a few seconds, but it was a point where it made me like, I froze, like, because it really, really hurt. So then I basically managed to get in. I think I had some ibuprofen, and I thought, you know, the only thing I could do, I think, basically, is to go and lie down. So for the first time ever, I went to bed and lay down without having a shower. Normally I always have a shower and wash my hair before I go to bed. I don't like going to bed without having a shower and everything. But I mean, I struggled to get undressed. I couldn't bend or nothing. But basically I got into my pyjamas. Liam helped me, got in my pyjamas, and just lay in bed and thought, I'll just try and sleep it off. And then in the morning, I wasn't tired, but I just thought, you know, they always say sleep's a good healer. So I literally lay still on my back, and it didn't hurt at all while laying still. I think Liam bought some food to me, so I was trying to eat it on my back. But basically I stayed there all night, and it was a Thursday, so I don't work Friday, so it weren't so bad. So in the morning I thought, okay, so I tried to get up out of bed and the pain in my hip again came back, and it was just like it says, if you've had it, if you know, you know, it's like a stabbing, an electric shock in the side of your hip. And then that happened, but then I managed to get to the loo, and then throughout the day it's like it just stopped. So I thought, yeah, it stopped now. Don't know what that was, but like, you know, Liam thought it might be sciatica. My sister says it might be sciatica, but I had no pain in my leg at the time. So I thought, I don't know what it was. Maybe I just pulled a muscle. Don't know. Fast forward a couple of months, a couple of weeks ago now we're talking, I was actually sitting here tying my hair up for work, and again just stood up off the chair, and I'm like, oh, hurt. And then it was like, not as bad. It was hurting, but not as bad. And then I went to work, and as the day went on, it started to get more painful, to the point in the afternoon I was close to tears because the pain. I was like trying to get around places, but every time I walked, it wasn't that stabbing pain again. It was just hurt every time I moved my legs, which is just as like, well, it's not just as bad, but it like I said, I was close to tears because this time it was like the pain was more than last time. So it was in the same place, but hurt. Like, yeah, I nearly cried. It really, really hurting. So again, went to pick, this was on a Tuesday, went to pick Liam up from work, done the same thing again, walked round to the passenger side, got in the passenger side, but it was still hurting. Whereas before, when I was sitting in the passenger seat, it was like sitting down seemed to be okay, but this time it was still hurting, and I was, you know, when you're moving about, pushing the seat. I mean, at the moment I'm actually sitting on a cushion and the seat is pushed forward, so I'm not lounging back anymore. So it was still hurting in the car. Same thing again, tried to get out the car, hobbling hobbling to get to the house. Hurt a little bit when I got my foot over the step to get him, and then Liam tried to get my shoes off and he lifted my foot up. The pain, it was like double, probably more than that than it was last time. It was like I yelped this time, which Liam's taking the piss out of me because I'm yelping, you know, because it really, really hurt. Again, stabbing electric shock pains in my hip. So I just thought I'll do what I did last time. Now, somebody give me some tablets, some cocodamine. So there were big tablets. Now, if you know me, you know that I can't swallow tablets, but I managed to bite them in half and swallow them. And I had them. They didn't do nothing for the pain, but I did what I did last time. Liam helped me get undressed again, and I just lay in bed, just watching telly, dead still. But even though I was lying down, it was still there, niggling pain. And every time I tried to move my leg to try and get comfortable, it hurt. So next day, basically, I had to phone in sick because I could barely walk. Liam had to get me his crutches from the loft because he suffers with sciatica. So to get myself out of bed, I mean, I was like, we've already went to work and left me tea and toast, and I'm like, I'm going to be starving if I don't get up. I phoned him up and say, you've left me no food, I'm going to starve. So, but he left the crutches on the side of the bed. So getting up to the loo and sitting on the loo when you've got a slip disc is horrendous because you don't realise how low toilet seats are. So that's where the crutches helped. I had to like sort of lower myself. Nearly wet myself a few times because I had to try and psych myself up to get to the toilet because I knew it was going to hurt. So I didn't drink no tea because tea makes me wee. So yeah, so it really, really hurt. So I phoned the doctors to see if they could do me like a telephone appointment to give me some stronger tablets or something. And they said, no, you got to do that. You got to turn up at 8 o'clock, or phone up at 8 o'clock. So basically, managed to get downstairs, put a fleece on the floor, watched a few YouTube channels where you bend your knees and you move your legs side to side and all this to try and help. But at this time, I didn't know what it was. All I know is it just really, really hurt. So the next day, managed to get an appointment at the doctor's. My sister took me down there. She did an examination, got me on the table, lift my legs up and all this. Does this hurt? Does that hurt? Yes, it does. It hurts. And yeah, to make matters worse as well, I had a rash on the base of my neck. She says it might be eczema or something, so she gave me some cream for that. And that was another story, trying to get hold of that cream, but that's totally... So I had an itchy neck. Oh yeah, I've got a bad tooth as well, but that's another subject I might talk about. I'm not happy with my dentist. So I had a bad tooth, scabby head, and my hip was really hurting. But the doctor says it's either slip disc, bulging disc. And she was asking, have you got any pain in your legs? And I said no, but my leg did feel a bit like a dead leg. But I never said anything. And she says, can you go to the toilet okay? And I'm like, yeah, like, you know, because I know if you get a slip disc and it's really bad. My brother slipped his disc, was it before Christmas? He ended up in A&E and they had to operate on him because it was that bad. So I shouldn't moan. So I'm like, lucky. I shouldn't moan, but I'm going to because it hurt. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this video as well is because, well, I just thought somebody else might have had this and not know what it was. So the doctor gave me some more cocodamine. She said I can have ibuprofen at the same time. Which I think by the time I got to the doctor's, the pain wasn't as bad. So I said I feel a bit of a fraud because it's not hurting as much as it did. So I kept taking the tablets. And now, at this moment, I still got bad back right at the bottom and a dead leg. You know, and my hip, oh God, yeah, it's all day. I think You never had these problems with young. But I watched a video this morning because I'm watching loads of how to heal your back and tough videos and scabby skin videos and all these kind of stuff. But the one video I watched from this doctor, I'll put it down below. What was his name? Charlie Johnson, I think his name was. It just came up on my YouTube, so I had a look at it. Right, here are the symptoms of if you've got a slip disc or bulging disc, or I think he called it something disc, can't remember, it begin with a H. I'll link it down below because it's a good video, and these are 7 signs that say that you've got it, and I tick every one. The telltale signs: comes and goes. Yes, it comes and goes. Like the pain in my back does come and go. At the moment I'm feeling fine because I'm sitting upright, but in about 10 minutes time it'll probably start hurting again. So comes and goes is number 1. The second one is lower back pain. Just said that, so that's number 2. Yes, I've got lower back pain right by top of your bum, bit like your bum cheeks. The third one is numbness and tingling in the leg. He said that's sciatica. Well, if my leg feels like, you know, when you bang yourself and you feel, oh bloody hell, that's going to bruise. That's how it feels like. It feels like somebody's punched me in the leg. So I got that. That's number 3. And then the 4th one, worse when you're sitting down. Yeah, I'm fine now, but if I try and sit on the settee and get comfortable, I can't get comfortable. I spend most of my time now lying on the back in the living room. You know, got a fleece and that, and Lynn got me some yoga mats. I got a couple of yoga mats, a fleece, and I'm watching telly, like, you know, on the floor. That's great. That's 4. The 5th one is, what's that say? Pain when you're getting off a chair. That was the first thing I should have took the hint of, because before it happened, for about a week before, every time I got off the chair, my back hurt. And I was like all crouched down, you know, when you're struggling to get up. So that was the 5th one. I should have took the hint now of what was coming, but I don't know what I would have been able to do to prevent it anyway. So that still hurts now. Can't seem to get comfortable on a comfortable chair. So the 5th one is coughing and sneezing. That hurts. I'm dreading coughing and sneezing because it's like poof, like, you know, little, like, yeah, I'm still here. So that's number 6. And the 7th one is it's better when you're standing. That is true as well. I know when you're in pain though, if you're lying on your back and it's no pain at all, and the thought of standing up when you're in pain, you don't want to do it, but it does help. Standing and walking around, actually, it doesn't hurt. Apart from when it hurted that one time, which is weird. So I think what happens is, I don't know whether the disc slips, the bulging disc happens, and that's where I got that bloody stabbing pain and hurting. Maybe after that happens, when you walk, it might push it back. Because now I'm finding that when it hurts a bit, if I start walking, the pain seems to ease off. But at the time, couldn't walk anywhere. Like I said, practically crawled up the stairs. The first time I got stuck on the living room floor. I thought, I'm going to be stuck here. And I'm not, right, this is where I know I'm exaggerating a little bit. The second time it happened, the pain was loads worse than the first time. And I says to Liam, because Liam was like, you can have painkillers, but it won't make much difference. It'll just take the edge off. And I'm like, well, if this is a pain I'm going to put up with for the rest of my life, I'm going to bloody Switzerland. Says, I'm putting up with this. So this is ridiculous. Yeah, how are you supposed to function when every time you move it hurts? But thank God that's past now. I know I probably over exaggerate, but when you're in pain, you don't appreciate when you're well, dear. When you're well, you should take it. We should appreciate it, but we don't do it. Like at the moment, I just feel a niggly bit in my back. But now I'm like, every time I stand up, I'm using my knees. Like you should do. You're supposed to use your legs when you're up and down rather than bending, but we just bend. So I don't know what to do now to prevent that pain happening again. I don't know what to do. Like I said, I lie on the floor and I do the movement with my legs, and I bring my legs up and do the rocking and all that. And that's like, so that seems to be helping. Maybe if I'd done that the first time, it wouldn't have come back, but I don't know. But if you've had it, if you've got it now, I feel sorry for you, because I say, it nearly brought me to tears. Really, really hurt. So thank you all for watching. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Donna.behan. You are all awesome. See you in the next video. Bye. I forgot to say thank you to everybody who helped at work as well. I mean, one person did give me tablets, then cocodamol, which I think did help. It was massive help. One of the other ladies rubbed some like back cream into my back. It didn't stop with the pain, but sometimes it's psychological in it, like you think something's helping. And one of the other ladies who had to help me get my work boots off, I mean, that couldn't have been very pleasant for her either, like, because I literally couldn't even bend down. It was madness. I physically couldn't bend to get me work boots off. So thank you to everyone, including Liam and my sister as well, and the doctor.